Are we going to commit to that this early, that this is not another opportunity knocks?
I will. I don't know.
And be careful what you say. We are recording now.
No, I will go out on a limb and say this is not another opportunity knocks. Because I actually enjoyed watching this movie.
Okay.
Oh, spoiler alert.
I didn't say it was good, but I did enjoy watching it. Whereas Opportunity Knocks, there wasn't a moment in that movie that I can recall that I enjoyed.
Yeah. I can confirm Andy's being truthful. I was just looking at his letterbox. So
wow.
Let's keep it up on the thing.
I think if we want to save this, we could just play Jock Jams the entire episode. Go, Andy.
Our most watched episodes. Awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 81 of Rebels Without a Pod, the show that dares ask the question, that's Jon Favreau? Really?
Huh. Dude, he was buff. Yeah. He was buff.
He had a face. Tonight on the show,
he still has a face.
We're starting our sports cycle. I've decided that the cycle, it was originally sort of named sports. I'm adding the exclamation point. So instead of sports, it's sports. It's our sports cycle. Sports. We are beginning with Howard Deutsch's 2000 football comedy, The Replacements. Joining me tonight, Andy, who does our artwork and graphic design.
Hey, guys.
Good energy.
What's up? All ready for this?
There it is.
No. Whoa. Naveen on music and audio production.
Hello.
And Pod Daddy Eric, who could probably pull off Gene Hackman's tiny little head.
Whoa.
Yes. Yeah.
I could do it.
They're not all mean. I'm just looking. Gene Hackman, you know the hat I'm talking about, his tiny little hat. I'm looking at that. I'm like, I couldn't pull that off. I don't think most of us here could pull that off. Eric, I think you could wear that with a little pizzazz.
Maybe
I could be the tight end.
Yeah,
that's my sports.
Naveen Marketeer, let's redo the entire intro. All our content is currently up on the Rebels Without a Pod YouTube channel and very soon to be seen as well on Spotify, where this weekend we are debuting both our superior sequels and our mockumentary cycles coming out from the archives. Excited. We're going to have to see how that'll go. Please, as always, remember to like, comment, subscribe. So, new cycle, lots to cover, lots to talk about. This one, Naveen's choice, sports. A little bit of a zag for us, particularly coming off our Empire Strikes Back episode. So, Naveen, you touched on this a little bit at the end of this prior weekend's record, but sports, why was this a cycle that you're interested in? Why? Before we get to the movie itself, could you tell us a bit about just kind of what your thinking was here and what you hope we'll sort of kind of get out of these next few episodes?
Yeah, and all in all, I thought of this because I just thought it'd be funny. For one, we are not sports guys. We don't talk about it. But it'd be funny to see what sports movies you come up with and how we speak about it. I think it'd be pretty funny. But even still, I mean, growing up, just some of the major ones, the big hits, I would say, like Major League or Sandlot. They were awesome growing up, and I love them. But again, wasn't a big sports guy. So it's also that kind of thing to have four guys like us who are not big sports guys view a movie that's very heavily sports themed, and see it from a different angle than being a sports fan.
Right.
It's great you bring that up because as a kid, we were more willing to watch those kind of movies. Because I'm not sure if they really led in with the sports. But just watching like the trailers for those movies, you're like, it looks like a fun, great 80s or 90s kids movie. Nowadays, though, I avoid all sports movies.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything I've seen recently that I'm like, that I'm gonna go see that movie.
Well,
I probably think the same way. Yeah, yeah. I don't think there.
I think the last time that happened to me was Rudy. I'm like, I gotta see that.
Well, that was way before all those other ones. But
Well, before we kind of touch on sports movies itself, we had just I thought it would be kind of interesting to set the conversation up with like a little kind of more sort of general topic sports stuff. So, you know, the four of us kind of, you know, fully avowed, just guys that are into movies and music and nerd shit and like a whole bunch of other things. But even though we're, you know, like none of the four of us would sort of kind of generally define ourselves as kind of big time sports fans. Are there any either kind of teams, people, or just even kind of niche sort of sporting events that you do follow like regularly or even kind of from time to time?
I watch the Super Bowl every year.
Okay.
That is the only full game of any sport that I intentionally watch.
Watch it. Are you present at a Super Bowl party?
No, I watch it. I actively watch it.
You actively watch it. Wow.
Yeah, I do. I played football for from third grade until well, through sophomore year. Not well, but I loved it for all but really 2 of those years. I hated high school football. It was awful. But
were you a replacement, by the way? Sitting on the bench and you replaced?
You know what? I think I would have been a replacement for the replacements. That's how far down the bench I was. But I still know a lot about or at least I understand the game of football. I don't know that I know a lot about it, but I understand the game. So I like watching it. I like
Andy, from conversations that we've sort of had about your past, you did tell us you were a bit of a sports head until about junior high school. You sort of discovered music. You kind of just and you just kind of got into other things at that point in your life.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I went basically cold turkey on sports almost entirely after my sophomore year of high school. But certainly by the time I got to college, I wasn't watching any sports. I did watch the UConn men's and women's basketball teams on like whatever the UConn TV station was when they were on, just because everybody else in the dorms were also watching it, and it was kind of just a fun vibe. But other than that, like I didn't watch sports at all.
What were you when you were a young man? What were the games? Was it their primary thing, like football or soccer or baseball, that you really liked?
It was definitely football. I liked basketball as well. I was never a baseball fan. I had one season where I watched the New York Rangers. It was the year that they won the Stanley Cup. I don't even know what year that would have been, but I watched them religiously. Like every chance I got, I watched like every game. I don't know what made me get into it. And just as quickly as I got into it, the following year, I don't think I watched a single game. So I don't know what that was about. But yeah, football was definitely the go-to. I also really love the Olympics.
Okay.
Which, you know, we have the Olympics starting up on Friday of this week, and I'm excited about that. I love the Olympics. I think I like the pomp and circumstance more than I like the sports themselves. But that's really kind of it.
Olympics is a weird one, right? It's like when you were, I mean, probably the same as you guys. When I was a kid, I didn't really understand what the Olympics was, but my parents always put it on religiously every time that they had winter or summer Olympics.
Well, so like an important thing to kind of bring up was the Olympics used to be on a 4-year cadence, so they would have the summer and winter on the same year. It was a much rarer and much more like a big deal thing when it happened.
For sure.
Yeah, and you got to think about it too. When you're a kid, it's like you have cable, or maybe you don't have cable, so you're really limited to what events you can watch. Nowadays, it's insane. Like you can go online, you can just watch any of the events in real time.
Right.
I mean, if that's your thing.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to think how much, because when they're showing the sport, like the events in the States, they're always trying to focus on the ones where the Americans are stronger at this event, or it's like the American team,
or like the bigger events, you know, like the skiing, the swimming, you know, like the soccer matches, like the major stuff. But you know, the Olympics has such a bizarrely long roster at this point of the different things that they cover. What was that woman from New Zealand who entered like a breakdancing competition, and it sort of looks like she was kind of doing like a rigor mortis.
Oh, from Australia?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. What's her name?
Yeah,
Rachel
Rachel
something.
He had
Rachel
like a stage name or a
He
breaker
did,
name
yeah.
or something, and I don't remember what it was.
Extremely like laser tag. or something.
Yeah, laser, something laser,
Right.
laser.
Well,
Ray gun.
I feel
Ray
like
gun.
all those stories sort of buried the lead of like there is competitive Olympics breakdancing at this point.
They try to mix it up, you know.
Right.
It's they already, I think, eliminated it at this point. They just kind of added it on there for fun. But like skateboarding is new, fairly new, I know. But that's the thing. They every other time or something, they'll add a couple new events just to kind of add some pizzazz to it.
Right.
Yeah, they try them out every
exactly.
Olympics. They try out something new.
Although this one, everybody was like, "What is this? Like interpretive dance? Like what? How is this like a sporting event?"
It was the only Olympics thing they were talking about for about 3 days or so. And I
did try watching it, and it was almost unwatchable. Like it was cringeworthy. It was embarrassing. And I'm not talking about just her. I'm saying the entire.
The entire like event was kind of like awful.
It was just awful.
Yeah,
it did not work.
Yeah, Papa, how about yourself? Any sort of like I feel like once every few years I'll get like a random text from you about like some like kickboxing championship that's happening in Tokyo or some
really
off the wall thing that you're kind of paying attention to for whatever reason.
No, not me. I mean, what I do want to say is I'm not sure why we kind of outed ourselves with this podcast saying we're from New England, because we're kind of like the atypical New Englander being into sports. Like everybody,
it's really tough being from. It's like being from Massachusetts is the worst version of that, but it's just there's a New England thing of like, what else are we supposed to do? It's snowing. That we're always kind of swimming kind of upstream.
Good question. I don't know.
Yeah. It's supposed to be in our blood.
Yeah. No, what do I follow for sports? I got into World Cup when I was living in Japan, just because it was just so huge out there. I think it was when I was studying abroad, living in Hokkaido. It was Japan, Korea were hosting the World Cup, so it was huge out there, and it was crazy because there's only a handful of white people out in Hokkaido because it's like northernmost island off the coast of Japan. Every time they had like a major game go on, people kept coming up to me and interviewing me. Like I'd be on the street or something. I was a student at the time, but people would be on campus looking for students or just scouting for white people because they thought they could find them there. And so I actually saved at my parents' house some of my newspaper.
Catch what you know how to hunt.
Yeah. And they'd ask me in Japanese, so it was great because I'm like, let's see how far this goes.
I would like to see those.
I would like to see those as well.
Oh God, I can't.
And you watching Air Bud
right.
playing some soccer.
I remember I was watching a game. It was like Japan versus Korea, and everybody's like, "What's your take on this?" And I'm like, neither of them represent me, but it's Japan, so go Japan. And they're like, "Oh, I'm not sure if he really buys that." But another thing about me too is growing up, I always watched boxing. 80s was huge for boxing, especially with Mike Tyson.
The Tyson, like the Tyson and Holyfield and like
absolutely.
Yeah.
Every year around Christmas time when I have some time off, I watch. I think the website's it's a YouTube channel. I think it's called like Vote Sports or something. But they do these amazing boxing documentaries of like all the old like major heavyweights back in the day. And there's some really cool ones. I don't know. It's in my blood. It's just, I would never want to be a boxer. My grandfather growing up always just used to talk about how he did boxing back in the day. Yeah. He had a short run because he had really bad eyesight. But he's like, I had a solid streak. I had like 7 wins. Like half of those were knockouts. I could have been something.
Was your grandfather Pops? Because all I can picture is Pops.
He kept carrying this locket around his neck. And there was like several people's mothers in it.
Right. There's Miss Piggy on one side, and that's interesting, though. Yeah, Naveen, how about yourself?
Growing up, I had my favorite sports teams. Just to have favorite sports teams. I never really watched sports on TV aside from the Super Bowl. That's the only one I actually watch on TV. But there was a point where it'd be fun just to go to a hockey game, go to a baseball game, a live one, of course. It's always more fun than watching it on TV. So did some of that stuff growing up and a few times. And the only biggest sport I would say, if you want to call it a sport, was WWF that I was into when I was younger.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That I really was like into,
correct. Like the WWF coming up like in the 80s was the coolest shit that you've ever seen in your life.
It was so
they would go out in the jungle, they'd find these two pandas and they would fight each other. They would mate.
That's a different WWF, Johnny.
Wow, okay.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, there was
Yokozuna could have passed for like
exactly
pandas like stuck together.
True.
Get some big guys in a.
Well, let me ask.
Sort of remembering sort of like kind of just Macho Man, Randy Savage, and Jake the Snake, and Andre, and like all the rest. It's
all the good ones.
It's wild now thinking about how I had a year or two. My brother and I were really into WWF. It's wild how coming up in New England, none of us were ever exposed to Ric Flair at any point.
Yeah,
it's just like the franchise the franchises that would run in the Northeast, they would never the division that just like the Ric Flair or the brothers that that they were kind of covered in like the Iron Claw documentary that just was never that was just never on our radar ever. So a few years ago on a podcast, I heard Bill Burr describe Ric Flair as maybe the greatest American stand-up comedian of all time. Like a really long rabbit hole of just kind of watching all his promotional videos and the shit he would make up off the spot, like my shoes cost more than your house, stuff like that. God, I would have loved that as a kid.
Did you guys watch that documentary with Vince McMahon in it? They talk about the history of wrestling and stuff. He's that guy that I don't think I was aware of him too much back in the day, but he brought me so much joy with that meme that he has, where it's just like
the 4-part, like his head gradually explodes.
Exactly. You're like, oh, Final Fantasy 2, and you're like, whoa, Final Fantasy 4, whoa, Final Fantasy 7, wow.
Yeah, I think I watched that one, and it was very, very interesting the way it kind of began and how. Kind of along with Johnny's point that wrestling was kind of sectioned off in places, and that's why we didn't really hear Ric Flair until later.
It was more theatrical, and it was also just funny. It was honestly more about the performance of the thing than any kind of real athleticism at all. You watch those old kind of Randy Macho Man Savage promotions and your promos, and the YouTube comments are great. Like just Randy at this point in his career tested positive for blood in his cocaine stream, and like the cream of the crop, and like all the.
I like watching too. You'll see videos online where it's like Macho Man, or it's people talking about Macho Man, like how he was an enigma and like things that he used to do that were just so fucking insane. I like that one where it was like Hulk Hogan tells the story about what's it called, like wet steak or something like that. What you do is you go to a really nice steak restaurant and then you ask for water with your meal. And then what you do is before you eat it, you dump the water all over like your steak after it arrives. And you just get water all over the place. And it just gets all kind of like muddy and stuff. And then he just eats it. He eats it like that.
Jesus.
For what reason?
I don't know.
Blood in his cocaine stream.
Makes it. Yeah. Yeah. There we go.
Right.
There we go.
Right.
He was a buzzsaw and he was ready.
Got it.
Well, let's kind of pivot to like the next talking point here, but I think this kind of dovetails nicely with what we said about being from New England, where sports fandom is so intense, it's so pervasive. In my own life, my brother and my father both really kind of love and follow kind of sports pretty just very passionately. My dad has been like a lifetime sort of Red Sox fan, and my brother more kind of recently from college, really got into the NFL, really got into the NBA. It's just something that he did with his friends. Do you ever like find yourself just as a practical matter, kind of second guessing the choice not to follow sports? I mean, I do have this thought from like time to time of like, this is a meaningful thing for a lot of people. It's missing just not being interested in this stuff, not following, even for me, not following it even at a cursory level. There's engagement with like a bigger thing, a bigger community I'm losing out, or maybe it's just kind of common ground or an easy way to talk to like other people that I'm like missing. Do you just have like those thoughts from time to time of like maybe things would kind of, maybe my life could be like a little more easier, richer, meaningful if I just kind of maybe have to get into this a little bit more?
I regret nothing.
Yes.
I stand by that. I questioned for a moment when all of a sudden like DraftKings and all these like online gambling sites became huge.
Sure.
I'm like, maybe I'll get into it. Like maybe I'll just put money down, and because I did that before for World Cup, and it's kind of gratifying sometimes seeing some of those matches, and you put down an extra buck saying the losing team's going to come back, and they do, and you win like tenfold.
Right.
But there was that whole controversy where people were predicting what color dildo was going to be thrown onto like a court in a basketball game, in like a major women's basketball game. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to cross that line.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Because it would be rigged, right? Mm-hmm. All of a sudden somebody's like, hey, you know what? It's either yellow or blue. I guess it was open to whatever color you wanted. And then somebody would show up and just throw it on to like the middle of the court, like during the game. And they're like, fucking purple. Shoot it on purple.
They're like, oh no, yellow one, but they
lavender.
Like
you gotta be specific.
Bananas.
Yeah.
This is exactly why I don't miss being a sports fan.
Right.
Because, you know, I don't want to say all sports fans are complete meatheads and assholes, but there's a lot of them, man. Not to say, and there's meatheads and assholes in every fandom, so fine.
Yeah.
But no, I do not miss being a sports fan. There are times when, Johnny, to your point, like, yes, it would make starting a conversation with somebody much easier. You know, like in business situations specifically, people
sure.
always go to sports. Did you see the game last night? And I have to be like, no, I didn't watch the game last night. And then you have to have that like, oh, are you a fan? It always ends up having that conversation. It's like, oh, well, why didn't you watch it? Because I don't give a fuck what happened between two disparate groups of people that I'll never meet and have no control over. I don't care.
Did you not even see what the dildo situation finally was?
I mean, if I'd have known that was going on, maybe I would have.
My excuse is diarrhea. I just go with diarrhea every time.
Interesting.
Yeah. My wife's like, hey, did you see Red Sox play last night? I was shitting my brains out.
Oh,
for
man,
like
I had
4
hot
hours.
steaks.
Yeah.
It wasn't your cooking, honey, I swear.
Yeah.
It's my body. It's my fault. It's me.
My body, my rules.
My body. Yeah, I know. If I want diarrhea, I'm having diarrhea.
Yeah. Devine, how about yourself?
Yeah, really, no. I don't think it would have changed anything. The only thing I would say that probably I would have liked to have done, maybe worked a little bit harder, like in soccer, and been a better player or something like that.
Right.
Or in my, I like cross country and track, and so worked a little harder and be been a better competitor at that running stuff. But overall, I don't have any regrets of not being a big sports fan and knowing all these stats or watching the game. Past few years, I have gotten involved with a coworker in fantasy football, and it's actually just been fun. But it's not like we go out and converse and things. We just do it at home. And surprisingly, I actually won this year.
Oh, congratulations!
So that was kind of neat. But it's just, I look at whatever stats the apps give me. I'm like, all right, I'll take that guy if I can. I'll take that guy if I can. Put him in, see what happens.
Well, interesting, Devine, because just for me, working with software engineers, the only real conversation you really kind of need to hold down in most social situations are video games. And that's always just been a blessedly easy part of like the work that I do, either what you're playing currently or what you grow up with, or just anything kind of like at any point in between. What has made the last few years kind of frustrating and something I kind of bumped up against at a recent job is that the the fantasy football, the DraftKings, the just whatever, just the absolute explosion of those games in the United States. It's a very, very video gamey thing. It's all about figure out your stats, juking your numbers, keeping up with the thing, kind of playing from like sort of like week to week, and just obsessively following and analyzing and engaging with it the way you really would a complicated board game or video game. That has meant that in the software engineering field, a lot of dudes, including people like I just, my last job, I had a couple coworkers our own age, did not get into sports until their mid-30s, but they found out about the fantasy basketball thing, and it is completely in for them. It completely supplanted any other gaming that they were doing, because it sort of takes the existing kind of gaming hobby, but now there's money, now there's kind of current events, now they're kind of week to week sort of events and stakes that sort of give it like the real engagement, the real kind of endorphin rush that I think have just kind of gotten just so many people so like involved in that world.
It's funny you mentioned that, because I was shocked. I think it was like 10 or 15 years ago, they started introducing on Steam and on like phone gaming apps. They had like sports management games,
right,
where you're not actually like playing the sports game. You're managing the team and then seeing how they perform, and then you're doing good in the game based on how they perform from game to game. And then when players get injuries and you want to trade players and all those kind of things, some people just get really into it, especially for, I think it was soccer was the big one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of the like sports video games have like a mode where you can be the GM of a team.
Right.
You can customize. Yeah.
And basically, it's exactly that. You're basically running the team and just seeing what the results are. I used to, as a kid, when I played video games, I almost exclusively played sports video games after the Nintendo system. So basically every system I had thereafter, I pretty much played exclusively sports games. And I don't think I ever once played the GM.
Like kind of dipped your toe into like the spreadsheet side, like the way that those games are kind of designed.
Never interested me.
Doesn't seem like a good way to relax, like after a hard day. Like, okay, now you got to do more work and you got to like manage.
I just remember like this one kind of John Oliver segment from like a few years back. They were looking at the DraftKings stuff, and the segment was kind of on how people can kind of fool themselves into believing that they have like the level of expertise they actually need to kind of to profit, to make money off these things. So the interviews would be just random kind of people at sports bars, or just kind of man on the street of like, hey, do you play DraftKings? Do you just how do you approach kind of building your teams? How do you kind of figure your season out? And then they went from there to a computer scientist who it was like a Google kind of data modeling expert who would kind of quit his job to just do fantasy football stuff full time, and he was showing the interviewer like the software, the spreadsheets that he'd written. He was kind of talking shit that I studied in like grad school of like just stuff with kind of neural nets and Bayesian prediction and hidden Markov models and like all this stuff. And the interviewers are asking him like, well, this level of expertise is like, you must be like must be making a fortune doing these things. And he's like, I'm doing every single thing kind of possible in the field, every known academic angle on it, and it's still really inconsistent whether or not even I kind of make money like week to week.
Crazy.
Well, let's kind of go from there. Just to sports movies themselves. What's your relation? What are you guys? We've talked about this a little bit already, but what's your relationship to sports themed movies? Did you like them kind of back in the day? Do you still kind of seek them out from time to time? Any sort of particular old or recent favorites that you guys have?
Yeah, we did kind of mention this already. So I mentioned Sandlot, Major League, Rookie of the Year, those kinds of things. Just not necessarily seeked them out, but they just looked fun. As Eric had mentioned, they just seemed like a great kids movie at the time, and would watch them and see what it was like. Angels in the Outfield.
Oh yeah.
So they were there. I mean, even some of the lesser known sports things, like you don't come right out and say it, and kind of even not say it, but think about it as sports. So being one of even your changed pick there, Johnny. Most people wouldn't think that. Like Karate Kid is a sports movie, but it was just a great movie. But no, don't seek it out. I'd have to say, now that I think of Karate Kid, that would probably be the only one that I, as of recent, as an adult, seeked out as a sports thing, because it's that nostalgia. I wanted to see those movies just because it's based off of a movie premise that came out before.
I haven't seen the other two, but at least the original. Watched the movie and read the book. A really great, phenomenally made film. That is also it is ostensibly about sports, but also is like about like a lot of bigger things and really kind of just subtle and sophisticated kind of way,
Yeah. So I enjoyed them then. Maybe I would enjoy them now, but I don't, again, seek them out as much as I used to, aside if it was, like a sequel kind of thing or a reboot like Karate Kid was, and the whole Cobra Kai show, which was just fantastic.
Oh, that was great. I love Cobra Kai. That was a fun one. Another shout out to recent ones is Creed. I didn't watch any of them. There's 3 of them.
Oh, Creed. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. I watched those.
I heard they were pretty good, but John, I know.
I can speak a few minutes about one of those movies, but like a bit later.
Wow. Okay.
But Papa, how about yourself?
As long as nobody's sitting in them.
I mean, you were a big Cobra Kai fan up to a point that I believe you and your son went to get like the autograph of one of the people from the show.
We did. I forget his name. The guy that leads Cobra Kai. The head of
Johnny
Cobra
Lawrence?
Kai. The old one.
The old one.
Old one. Hold on.
Oh man, why am I blanking on his name? The old guy.
His name in the show, in the movie, was like, wasn't it like
Creed or something? Krieg, maybe. I called him the head Cobra. Oh, John Kreese. Martin Cove. Yeah, I went to Boston Comic-Con a few years back, and I had watched, I think, seasons 1 through 3 of Cobra Kai. I was really excited, and I got a photo opportunity with Martin Cove, who plays John Kreese. I was trying to get Johnny Lawrence as well, but I think they were doing pictures different days or something like that. It's also really fucking expensive. Like one photo, you get to meet the person. You're not allowed to really ask him any questions. You just kind of go in, take a picture. You can bring a friend. I brought my son, and they take the picture. And they're like, all right, cool. Nice to meet you. Martin Cove, though, I went in. I took a picture with him. And the first thing that hit me was he has huge fucking hands. I mean, he's a gnarly dude. He's pretty old. He's like, I don't know, in his 80s, but he goes over. He kind of puts his arm around me. He's got huge fucking hands. I felt like he was leading. He's like guiding me into the picture. And we take a photo, and then he's like, okay. And then we leave. Somebody chases me down about 5 minutes later, and they're like, hey. John Kreese wants to take another photo with you. And I'm like, oh my God. What did I must have done everything right? Like, so I went back and I go and I said, oh, hey, where is he? And they said, okay, go in there. He's all ready to go. And then I walk in. I'm like, hey, what's up? Did you want to take another picture? And he's just like, oh, sorry, your son's eyes were closed in the picture. We need to take another one.
Yeah.
So we just pose again, take another photo. I'm like, okay.
I wonder why he cared.
That's kind of awesome that he cared.
Yeah, it is.
Big hands, big heart.
Right.
Yeah.
There's also only like 3 people that wanted a picture with him. Like, who wants a picture with King
maybe
Cobra,
you're gonna say he had a big bottle of lotion or something. You're like, oh shit, what's he gonna do with those big hands?
Sorry, you left your lotion here, and it's completely
wax
empty.
on, wax off.
You rat bastard.
Right.
That's
a lot dirtier than we usually get from Naveen. Good show.
I know. Ooh, you're in. I want to see your hands. Movies I love back in the day.
Hands together.
Sports. Disney had a run of sports movies.
Oh,
and again, the one I think the gateway drug for me was Mighty Ducks. I didn't want to play ice hockey. I just thought it was so cool that like they have each of different kids. They come from a different background. They have like their different. Each one had like a different move or something, like some kind of cool. Like,
isn't this kind of like a cliche for like a lot of sort of like kind of loser replacement sports movies? Is they kind of bring in this motley crew, but everybody has like one thing they can do pretty well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember there's the bully that he's hanging out like in the alley, and he's shooting pucks and like breaking windows and stuff. And they also had a young Kenan Thompson in that film.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
I can't remember his name, but he was a young one. But he blank on his name, but he was in Mighty Ducks, and then now he was in the Daredevil. He was in Daredevil.
Oh
with,
yeah.
Was he?
forgetting his name.
The guy
But his-
played,
he's the best friend in Daredevil.
the guy who plays Foggy Nelson.
Foggy Nelson, yep.
Yeah.
He was in Mighty Ducks. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
I saw once at an improv show.
He was one of the bullies.
The woman who played Foggy Nelson's girlfriend on the original Netflix show, and I swear to God, this is one of the most beautiful human beings I've ever seen in my life.
The blonde lady?
No, not Deborah Ann Wool. Like the kind of like the lawyer who's kind of like kind of high powered, sort of big dog him the entire time, but they eventually fall in love.
I don't remember that one. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I only watched the first season.
Yeah, but definitely Disney with Mighty Ducks and Cool Runnings. I remember.
Cool Runnings. So good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big Green, the soccer movie.
Yeah.
The Big Green has there's a bunch of others. I watched a bunch of that shit. The Air Bud series and the Air Pups. I mean, that's quality movies.
There was nothing in the rules that said they couldn't use a fucking dog.
That's right.
Just motivate those golden with some pizza. They go right to town.
Oh man. But I mean, after that, like growing up, sports movies less frequent. I do remember a lot of weird comedy ones. Like my pick, of course, Kingpin. There's also that one
Balls of Fire, Dodgeball.
Yeah. Do you remember what's it called? Like, is it Blades of Glory? The one that Will Ferrell
Yes. John Heater and Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I think Amy Poehler was in that too. She played like the opposing like skaters or whatever. Her and
I guess that was kind of like a big subgenre in the 2000s. Just for whatever reason. Yeah.
Just popped up.
Ballad of Ricky Bobby. All that shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So something Naveen also didn't mention was Rocky. All the Rocky movies.
That's true.
I didn't actually watch those until college.
All right.
Oh, no kidding.
What it was classic films, but yeah, they were good.
Andy, how about yourself for sports movies?
I used to really, I don't know that I necessarily specifically went after them, but I was drawn to them when they came out. Especially if they were comedic in nature, I definitely wanted to see every one of them. But like some of my favorites were, Caddyshack, Cutting Edge with Topic.
Yeah.
Rudy. There was a movie called The Program from the
that's
90s.
right.
Loved The Program. A
They
League
got
of
that
Their
deleted
Own.
scene. That scene that got cut from it.
Yes, where they lie down on this in the street and the cars drive over them.
Yeah.
And then somebody did it and got killed or something like that.
Right.
Oh,
they took it out from the theater and got rid of that scene and then
Yep,
put it back in the theater.
Jeez.
It was like the Beavis and Butthead, like arsonist thing, like all over.
Oh, that was
Rob
huge.
Baseball.
Dumber back then.
Yeah.
A League of Their Own.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the Titans is a fantastic movie. I actually almost picked that for my sports movie this round. I love that movie.
That was the Denzel Washington one, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Varsity Blues.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god! They had the soundtrack to that.
Yeah.
They had that
then,
Foo Fighters.
That had the Ali Larder scene with the whipped cream.
Yep.
Oh yes.
Seen that part.
James Vanderbeek.
Yeah.
Turn on the washing. Was it the washing machine? Throw her on top.
Yep.
Turn it on.
Yep. And then the one that always sticks out in my head for maybe a different reason is the movie Necessary Roughness.
Kathy Ireland.
The thing that sticks out in my head is I went and saw that. If I'm not, I don't think I'm conflating two birthdays, but I think for my 10th birthday, me and a bunch of friends went to Situate Playhouse to go see that movie. We ran amok in the theater to the point where other people left because we were being so obnoxious. Then we went back to my house. We had a slam dunk contest on a very lowered basketball hoop. And then later that evening, as we were all kind of like getting ready to kind of lay down and go to sleep, we were all sleeping in my bedroom. I laid back and I smacked my head on a metal radiator, cracked it wide open, and ended up in the hospital getting stitches.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
So that was, and I'm pretty sure that was all my 10th birthday. I know that the head thing was my 10th birthday. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I guess I could easily find out what year Necessary Roughness came
Ask
out.
your dad. He's like, no, that was actually 7, 8, and 12. It's just like,
yeah, could be.
Ask your dad how the party was. He's like, it was a slam dunk. Maybe you got a swish.
Necessary Roughness came out in 1991. So no, so then probably not. Then I guess maybe they're two different birthdays. But at any rate, and yeah, Kathy Ireland was the kicker. Anyway, that one is always sticks out in my mind.
Right.
Little Scott Bakula, right? He's a quarterback.
Bakula, yep, that's right.
A criticism I've heard of this movie, The Replacements, is just there's no good reason that Scott Bakula is not in this thing. We're a little behind, but I'll just kind of say on like kind of sports movie stuff. I have seen 30 minutes of Major League because of my father. I've seen 30 minutes of that movie 150, 200 times probably. There are
same 30 minutes.
Amazing jokes in like those 30 minutes because like dad would put it on and he would just kind of fast forward like through all the boring parts and it would get to the shit like you may run like Hayes, but you hit like shit. Or just up yours, Joe Boo.
Yep.
So but yeah, just for me personally, not something I've got like a ton of kind of connection to from my childhood. I looked over at this point in my Letterboxd journey, I have 2023, 2024, and 2025 completely cataloged at this point. I went back through and I looked for not even just sports movies, but things that even kind of had a sports theme period. In 2025, I went to the Stephen King adaptation of The Long Walk, which there's kind of a sports, there's like, I mean, it's literally a teen post-apocalyptic story about 50 young men, kind of one from each state, who basically sort of go on a death march. And when they fall below 3 miles an hour, 3 times, they get shot in the head by like the military convoy that's following them.
Wow.
It's kind of a sports movie thing there because it sort of eventually sort of becomes about, you know, it's about sort of kind of just it's kind of a physical endurance competition. And the guys kind of split off into like these different factions, and like some of the obvious people sort of die sort of early, and some of the underdogs keep going like a lot longer than you think, and some of the really sort of kind of gifted sort of kind of better physical specimens end up sort of fucking something they're kind of doing. So that had kind of a sports movie element. 2024, the only sports related even remotely thing I watched was Inside Out 2. I've talked enough about
that's
that.
right. Yeah. Good call.
I've said my piece more than one about that goddamn thing. It should have ended with Riley in therapy and like playing kind of community like sport hockey. Neither here nor there. And then in 2023 was the last time I went to the theater to see a legitimate sports movie, Creed 3, which I was really excited about. I was reading that just it's Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors. I was kind of curious to sort of see, like a little kind of preview of what Majors kind of Marvel, kind of film performance, because he was going to really be like the next big bad until like all the kind of like the kind of court case and all the shit kind of came about him. And I thought it was an extremely well-made movie, but the whole time a giant thing hanging over my head was just like, this is a film about a millionaire with a hot wife and a cute kid and a successful career and just anything a human being could want, getting into a fight with a homeless, mentally ill ex-con because of just purely ego. He has kind of no reason to kind of fight this guy whatsoever. And as this is, I think maybe kind of for like a lot of sports movie things, this is a thing I kind of bump against, which is who I am and how I kind of look at things. I a lot of the time have a hard, I struggle kind of get behind the stakes, if that makes any sense.
The first one was really good. Creed 2 and 3 were okay, but I thought the first one was actually pretty good.
Sure, that's like the big transitional one, right?
Yeah,
I've only seen the first one, and I thought the first one was actually very good.
As long as you're into the Rocky stuff as well. So if you enjoyed the Rocky films, Creed 1 is gonna hit pretty well.
Well, let's kind of pivot from there to like the movie of the evening. Devine, this is your this.
Should I cue the music?
Okay, shoot.
Yeah.
What? Whoa, whoa.
You getting all those cheerleaders to come in for?
Yeah, from the strip club, right?
The airport.
No, not those. I want
No,
the
not this
dorky girl with the glasses who was auditioning, and she's like, tackle, but she's doing kind of cat claws, like I'm queen of my heart. That woman. I'm watching it like this. You don't belong in this world. You need to be dating a podcaster. Like you don't have to be part of this entire thing.
Oh man, I was eyeing that chick that was doing the gestures to Pam from The Office's ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
So yeah, he's deaf or whatever, and she's just like, and you don't need words to know what she's gonna do to him that night.
Right. The Replacements is a 2000 sports comedy film directed by Howard Deutch. Synopsis in brief. Ole, 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 ole.
Oh wait, I have to follow this one. It kind of goes this one. Ready? Yeah. I'll just kind of cue it up by the very end of the film. All right, when they have that speech after like the big game and everything. Think that when I go with this one. Synopsis in brief. But what they didn't know was that their lives had been changed forever. Because later that evening, they found Nigel shanked out in the back parking lot after the game.
On the Rewatchables podcast, they said the post-credits scene should have just been Nigel's just getting stabbed to death.
He's like, sorry, Shane. Thanks for the save. I'm like, he's fucking dead. They're gonna grab him, shank him in the back. He's gone.
Yeah.
What
a way to go.
I mean,
other synopsis in brief.
Just a great one, even with Nigel again. Just his direct quote: "Synopsis in brief. Get a job, you bloody wanker, or get a bloody job, you wankers." It's like you're taking their job, which was hilarious. I thought that.
Synopsis in brief. You should probably stop after 1 or 2 hard-boiled eggs.
I had chew, man. Chew.
Yeah. They should have told that to the dad from Neverending Story.
Hey, but those weren't hard-boiled.
He doesn't chew, he swallows.
Yeah. It was the go-go 80s. We had no time. Synopsis in brief. You're podcasting, and you think everything's going fine, but then one thing goes wrong, and another, and try to fight back. The harder you fight, deep you sink, you're in over your head. Quicksand.
It's pretty good.
I mean,
it stars Keanu Reeves, Gene Hackman, and Pops himself, Jack Warden. His last film appearance before his death in 2006. The movie was loosely based on the 1987 NFL strikes, specifically the Washington Redskins, who won all 3 replacement games without any of their regular players and went on to win Super Bowl 22. The film broke even commercially. I think I love this stat more than just any other movie stat like this we've done in the pod. The film, this is on IMDb and on Wikipedia, netted $50.1 million on a budget of $50 million. Take the win. Take the point. Good. But currently only holds a 41% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. 2 stars from Roger. Writes, The Replacements is a slap-happy entertainment painted in broad strokes, 2 coats thick. It's like a standard sports movie, but with every point made twice or 3 times, as if we'd never seen one before. Bill Simmons, writing for his love/hatred of the movie on ESPN page 2, says The Replacements opens with the immortal Keanu Reeves, clad in scuba gear, throwing a bronze football trophy underwater. No real reason. The ball goes about 10 feet before sinking, causing Keanu to inexplicably start celebrating like a moron. It's probably his best scene in the movie for 2 reasons. 1, he's underwater, and 2, there is no dialogue. More importantly, the tone is set, and you know this is going to be a bad sports movie.
Whoa.
Yeah. The rest of my time on this podcast could just be reading excerpts from like that review, which is honestly one of like just the fight. It's kind of been like a Nathan Rabin kind of Chuck Klosterman style, but it's just there's nothing quite like a Worcester guy just being delightfully irritated. Just get you like the most.
I was a little slap happy reading that one. I mean, I wasn't verbally saying those things, but I was thinking them and just like slapping my conscience, like, yeah.
Let me just ask a question though. Is there anybody that when they watch a Keanu Reeves movie that is expecting a well acted, piece of
I think
art?
he's pretty checked out in this one. I think
but I don't know that he's
never been checked in.
No. Is he particularly good in any movie?
Dunstan checks in, Keanu kind of left him the room.
Pretty well with checks in. He fit that part
full service
pretty well.
Yeah, but would you say that he was that it was well acted?
I think that
his acting's been the same in every movie for me.
I think some of those movies he fits perfectly fine with the thing that he just kind of does.
Yeah, like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Like, I mean, great. And don't get me wrong, I love Keanu Reeves. I think a lot of his movies are a lot of fun. I can't think of any of his movies that I've seen that I thought was absolutely terrible. But he's not a good actor.
Right.
Do you guys ever see that movie River's Edge? It's like an 80s film where he's in high school and then they find a dead body by the river.
That's Stand By Me.
Yeah. Oh, well, that happens in that one too. It happens in this other film. He's apparently the lead of the film. And I remember
Stand By Me. No, they get me the non-union Mexican equivalent.
Okay. Right. Wait. Sorry. Let me do that again. Nundeska? River's Edge is great because Keanu sees like the dead body and he does that Keanu thing. But for me, in seeing him in that role doing the typical Keanu like acting thing, he's just kind of like, whoa, like there's a body. And I'm like, if you're in high school and you discover like a dead body of a classmate, you probably have that same reaction. And you're like, I don't know. It's like that kind of like loading screen where it's like still processing. It's like looking at the body and you're like, that's a dead body. Fuck. So it's like, that's appropriate there. But I like how he just kind of led with that in every other film he did after that. He's like, that worked.
That is what's so wild to me about the Frog Brothers and Lost Boys, because they're talking big shit the entire time. But when they actually find the vampires, like Corey Feldman does not hesitate putting a stake through Alex Winter's heart. He's like, I've been training for this. Boom.
Yeah. Go for the small one. Yeah.
Let's do general impressions. Who had seen this movie before? This was Naveen's pick. Andy, did you know this one prior?
Yeah, I have seen it for sure.
And Papa, you have not seen this before.
No, I recognize the cover, the box art. I've seen it probably 1 million times.
Same. True.
So yeah, I've seen it, obviously.
Okay. So Naveen, let's start with you. How was revisiting this thing?
Revisiting this was great. I had fun. It's a stupid movie. It's a lot of fun.
Hey, no, don't say that.
Right.
I'm going
don't say that.
I'm going to. It's a
been
stupid movie, but it's fun. And I enjoyed it. And I will watch it again if I want to. It was fun when I watched
energy from Naveen tonight. I'm loving this.
Yeah, no replacements for Naveen.
No, I am the replacement. So I probably watched it maybe in 2001 or so. It's not a theater going movie. You could tell that from anything. So watched it when it came out on DVD at the time. And it was just funny. It was hilarious, just stupid. Didn't care that it was like, football related, just the funny antics that happened. And I enjoyed it. Watching it now, it was just like, this is hilarious. It's fun. One thing I kind of noticed though, watching it now, a little bit older, definitely not wiser. We had mentioned this many times about movies that we watched up growing up and about Latchkey Kids or The Underdogs. And this felt like the grown-up version because we were, technically adults. And
but everybody's kind of adrift. Like
right.
They did not. Nobody here had kind of really like a second plan after football.
Or weren't expecting to stay on for as long as they did. You know,
Sure,
there's just
sure.
we were just playing
Yeah.
until whoever crosses the line. You know, so it felt kind of an adult version of that theme that we talked about. So that's what I kind of noticed this time around. Other than that, it was just stupid fun and some things that I forgotten that were just hilarious. I mean, Jack Warden, always just a gem. You know, it's his I think iconic line in the movie, which is kind of like, you know, our podcast. I've seen monkey shit fights at the zoo more organized than this.
Should we update our Spotify art so that we get that at the bottom of every?
Yeah.
Andy, how about yourself? So this is something you've seen
Jack
before.
Warden.
Yeah, and I guess one more thing before Andy goes. One thing I also noticed, which was kind of weird, it kind of correlated to the Simpsons episode I did with the whole unions thing and all that.
Oh, sure.
Jazz.
Yeah.
So that was kind of weird.
I see a theme.
Yeah. Go for it, Andy.
Okay. Poorly acted, formulaic and predictable, implausible, but for me anyway, a lot of fun to watch. Great soundtrack. It hit me right in the 90s, you know, feels.
Did you recognize that first song, by the way, that plays when the movie starts? I had the CD and I don't know why. It was the band called Lit.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, that was like their second single.
Oh, okay.
Which I think was really big at the time.
I see.
As soon as that comes on, you just get right to that place.
Yep.
2000.
Yeah. What I will say is, and this is just the overthinking in me, the adult in me. The part that I was having the hardest time getting past was the fact that the one I don't remember what the character's name was, but I do remember that he was number 42 for whatever reason. The guy that was the criminal that they let out of jail.
Their version of Pedro Serrano in this movie.
Yeah, that they let out of jail for 4 weeks or whatever, and they left him in the custody of this NFL football team, and he's out on the town like partying with everybody and whatever. And it's like, for some reason, I had the hardest time suspending my disbelief about that, just that part. I have no explanation as to why. I couldn't get past it. It was making me nuts. I'm like, they would never let him go out to bars.
How did he know those like dance moves for "I Will Survive," which they all picked up in like seconds?
One guy in
the corner is like, look at him going, "Did you choreograph this ahead of time? Like this is."
It was the electric slide, man. Yeah.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
Sure.
Everybody knows the electric slide.
Sure. I feel bullied.
I mean, it's kind of funny. I have to throw this out there that you bring up Smith or whatever, Wilkinson, that you bring him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess like the Serrano, but also the Cochran, I think, was a little bit like Serrano because he had that religious part of it. But with Wilkinson, it's sad, but kind of funny that in 2016 he got convicted of murder in real life.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the actor who played that part. Yeah.
I'm halfway through the Rewatchables podcast about the very movie, and they're like, "Yeah, we got a thing to say about that guy later on." I haven't got to that part of the show, so I did not know the reveal.
You know what? He will survive, no matter what it takes. He will survive.
Yeah. Johnny.
Murder.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I did not know that Rewatchables though. I did not listen to that one episode yet. So.
Right.
Oh yeah, Michael Jace in 2014 he fatally pew-pewed his wife, track and field athlete April Jace, sentenced to 40 years to life.
Wait, what was the reason why? She's like, "I'm leaving you," and he's like, "Are you saying I'm replaceable?" Pow pow pow.
Maybe too soon. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Naveen, I'm not going to tell you to cut it out. Just listen to it a couple times first later.
You're going to hear that when you go to sleep tonight.
Pew pew.
Wow. That's dark. Damn.
Yeah.
I like how you said it was funny, by the way, Naveen.
Funny,
You're
but
on a
not
roll
for you.
tonight, buddy.
Right.
Something.
Well, it's that other meaning of funny.
Oh,
Ironic?
the life seeping out of the person that you've been living with for the last 20 years.
I week to week change my mind about which of my 3 coworkers is most likely to be discovered like a body sort of buried in like the foundation of their house. Most weeks it's usually Andy, but every once in a while I
am not nearly industrious enough nor hardworking enough.
That's exactly what a sociopath would say.
He also called us coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't like that.
We got demoted.
Are you saying that Spotify unites us and that we get insurance?
I still feel bad that you sold your house.
Look,
we're not making promises, buddy. We're just all
I'm going to make a really shitty joke, but when I went back to Crease, because he called me back for the photo, what he actually wanted to say to me was, he's like, dude, I can get you an awesome rate on Cobra Insurance if you're down for it. Like, take a picture of this moment.
Cobra Kai Insurance.
Hey.
Cobra Kai Insurance.
That joke should be
pointing at you with his big hands and went pew pew.
Yeah. Pew pew. I feel about
Papa.
you.
All right, Papa and Johnny, you're gonna shit on my movie now. I know it.
I am not gonna say shit. I mean, I'll shit on it the same way Andy did. Although the thing is, as soon as I started watching this, about maybe 15 minutes in, I'm like, Naveen is a softie for rom-coms. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Right.
I guess so. She's hot.
This is when you're like, watch You, and I'm like, why am I gonna watch You? Same reason that I'm gonna watch this. Right. I struggled with it at first. I do like how it's 2000, so they can still get away with like blatant racism. Like it's still a cool thing. So the whole
there is some wild shit. I wrote down at one point, kinda, really racist. Not even question mark.
Pork fried rice. Yo, man, I'm Japanese, not Chinese. Yeah, whatever. Pork fried rice. I was like, oh, damn, that's a hard burn. The best line, I had to write this down. This was John Madden. Madden's line. He goes, "This is when whatever his name was, Jumbo scores.
When he scores, that's the best one."
Madden goes, "I like to see a fat guy score because you get a fat guy spike and a fat guy dance."
Yeah, I wrote that one down too.
Simmons, in his review, commented at one point, he said, Madden must have gotten $500 for every time he said, "What the heck is going on down there?"
What the heck is going on down there? Right. I mean, again, the dialogue is Gene Hackman. I want to line. A lot of people are like, Gene Hackman's my coach. Like, he was my coach. And
not for this performance, though.
They're
talking about Hoosiers. They're talking about
he is not a real football coach. You can feel it. Like, there's one moment he gets mad at them for like the bar fight or something like that. Or like Keanu Reeves doesn't follow his play in the first game. And he's like, "I'm really disappointed in you." I'm like, he's not going to change shit.
Right.
Come on, Gene.
He actually rushes the original quarterback at one point, but he's still wearing the tiny hat.
Yeah. And I got this tiny hat at Tiny Hats. That's a Tim and Eric joke. Yeah, I thought it was a decent film. I'm sure if I'd ever watch it again, Keanu being Keanu, I love the racism. I like the interaction between the players. Orlando Jones, he was a fun character. I'm not sure why, but the whole Joker he makes where he's like, he jacked off an elephant. I'm like, oh, I don't know how they got that one in there. The one thing that bothered me the most out of this entire film was the very end, this is when Falco was cut from playing in the last game. But apparently the night before, like when he finds out he gets cut from the team, the night before he's supposed to go on a date with his chick.
Yeah.
And she closes down the bar early, kicks out like the gutter trash. And then she's like, "I got a date tonight." And then he stands her up.
Yeah.
What the fuck? And then the next day he's like making out with her on the field. And she's like, "It's all forgiven." I'm like, you think that he's a sweetie, but he's as cutthroat as the rest of them.
He said that you're sorry.
Yeah, he's just like, it's like, whoa. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, dude.
Yeah. I was hanging out with Rufus. Smoking roofies. No, not roofies. Put roofies in these drinks?
Drinking blood with
Drinking blood from my buddy hanging from my feet in the cave.
It's like quicksand. Yeah.
Whoa, the Grim Reaper.
I don't know if there was a better antidote to self-pity than sex. Like I'm not personally aware of it, but I did not understand like any part of that.
Did you like the part where it's like he's about to like score with her? That she's like, "Oh, I'm not into football players." He goes to the bar. They're clearly gonna bang, and then it just cuts to the game the next day, and it's like he scores.
The whole commentary as they're going to it. That was brilliant.
You think they actually told Madden and his buddy like what that was actually like tied to, or did they just gave him the lines?
He's like, "Look, Keanu's gonna fuck her and stand her up, and you gotta say it's score." They're like, "Dude, I've been there so many nights." So many
it's just
games.
right in the Melrose Place.
He's like, they named a video game series after me. It's all good.
Wasn't that?
He should have been like, "What the heck is going on down there?"
Was the second game with the San Diego coach as well?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, with the San Diego coach is like all you can hear him say is like penetration, stretch him out. And you're like, what the hell?
I guess it comes to me now.
It does.
I'll give it a 5.5 out of 10.
5.5 out of 10.
Does that help you? No.
So like that's on Letterboxd. That's what, 2 3/4.
Sure.
Something like that.
Two and a bit.
Yeah. 2 and a bit.
2 and a two.
Is Nigel scoring this thing? Yeah, I don't know. I fucking hated this movie. It's a half a star on me for Letterboxd. It just the only like review I left was just bunt cake. I thought that was funny. There was individual things I laughed at, but I was bored. I thought the performances were bad. I thought Keanu really played this like he had 3 concussions. I thought Hackman was acting like he was in a different movie. Everything that I kind of enjoyed about the film, they would lose it or kind of cut away with it, like kind of like 10 seconds later. But this is also kind of like the sort of thing, like and I've really kind of put myself into Bill Simmons and Van Lathan, one of my just absolute sort of favorite podcasters ever. They do a 2-hour episode on this movie. And they both kind of talk up how this is a film that they did not like from the start, but they've seen it about like 1 million times on cable since then, and it's kind of grown on them. So this is kind of really one of these. I'm like, maybe I revisit this at some point with my friends, kind of like in the same room. I think I just wasn't in the headspace for this one, and this is not my cup of tea generally. And I think that even if it was, this is not by any measure considered like a really, really kind of good version, I guess, like this kind of thing.
Hey!
It got me thinking about like actual sports movies I've loved in my life. Obviously, 30 minutes of Major League that my dad kind of showed me over. Like that's my standard. Like, and the individual sort of dirty stuff here. I laughed at kind of everything Nigel did. The dorky cheerleaders, like auditioning at the beginning. I kind of want that to be the whole movie.
Oh, you say dorky? Oh, the dorky ones, not the slutty ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, your version of dorky is my version of yum.
Here's the thing about dorky girls, dude. If you're self-pitying.
Dork.
But honestly, just thinking about this a lot, like the sports scenes, I asked myself, I was like kind of trying to figure out how to talk about like this movie like earlier today, but I was like, what are your 2 favorite triumphant sports scenes in just any movie you've seen like your entire life? 2 things come to mind, and I'll tell you my second best and then my best. My second best is the scene at the end of American Pie where Chris Klein comes out with the rest of his football team, and like the coach is trying to give him like this big inspirational speech, and it's like, you got to reach down, you got to figure out what's important to you, what you're passionate about. Like there's nothing bigger today. There's nothing more important today. Chris Gunn's like, I get it, coach. Bails on the football game midway through, leaves, rejoins the Glee Club for performance, and then fucks Mina Suvari afterwards. That's my second favorite sports scenes of all time. My favorite is in Superbad. Michael Cera, his last day of high school, they're in gym class. He chucks the volleyball into the field, goes running off. Some classmate of his screams at him, "You have to go pick that up," and he just yells, "No, I don't." And takes off. So I'm not the audience for this thing. Like at the end of the day,
not even the Waterboy. No,
Waterboy was fun. I remember liking Waterboy.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I have a weak spot for this film, and it's because I was forced to watch this multiple times back in the summer of 2000. But it was the movie Bring It On. Do you remember this one? Kirsten Dunst. It was a cheerleader movie.
And Gabriel Union.
Yeah. It's also it was directed by the guy that did Ant-Man.
Oh fuck! Right.
Pretty wild. Pretty wild.
That is wild.
I don't know what it was. It's like sports movies, a lot of shitty ones that I kind of went down that rabbit hole, and they ended up being on TV or something, or somebody was watching them, whatever, and I just get exposed to them, and I'd end up watching them a few times, and I'm kind of like, just get used to it. Like Mighty Ducks
grows on you like a bit.
Instant success, but like Bring It On was one of them. My sister used to watch this movie called Beverly Hills Troop.
Beverly Hills Troop.
Troop
Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. Yeah, Troop Beverly Hills. And that one, I don't even know one person that's in it, but I have watched that.
Shelley Long.
Shelley Long, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that like a million times, and I'm like,
that was like a Girl Scout movie, wasn't it?
It was, but they were all like prissy girls. They were all like rich, and their moms made them join Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
So it's like watching them try to like cope in the wild, and it's fun. Oh my god, I forgot my name.
Bring It On, like a lot of these things. There's so many of these movies that have sort of been released in our adult lives that you kind of don't realize until you start kind of getting into sort of like into kind of podcasting or reading like a little bit more kind of film commentary criticism. But something like you don't know which of these things which of these films are now kind of considered standing like adult classics. Like Bring It On, I mean that's not a niche thing at all. Like any conversation I've heard about that, they say it's the best cheerleading movie. It's probably one of the best Kirsten Dunst performances. It's something that really has kind of like a lot of longevity to it. I've never seen Hoosiers, but I can picture the cover in at the video rental place down the street from where I grew up, and just like listening to like other podcasts on our placements earlier, they're like undeniably, no question, Hoosiers. Another Gene Hackman just kind of plays sort of a tough but kind of gruff but lovable coach. They're like, it's the best sports movie that you will ever see like your entire life.
It's very good.
Yeah. I like though when you brought up The Running Man. Not Running Man, The Long Walk. Because then I was thinking of sports adjacent movies like The Running Man with Schwarzenegger. I mean, he's constantly running from like death, but I mean, it's like competition. He's like, it's a game show, but he's also competing in like, no holds barred combat with like these different like fighters. And it's kind of like
sure.
Like TV show, American Gladiators.
I love that movie. The Running Man is so good.
The original Schwarzenegger Running Man is fucking bananas. It's
so good.
Yeah.
But that's what makes me think. I'm like, how many other movies are there like that we love, that we could watch again and again, that are like sports adjacent?
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
The thing I remember from the Running Man movie is Arnie kind of comes walking by, and like this, like two of the female producers, one is just wide-eyed looking at him, and she goes, "Look at that man. He would rape you and then kill you, or then kill you and then rape you. You'd never know what you get with someone like him." But she just looks completely delighted. Out loud. He's wearing like on some different shit.
Jesse Ventura was in that, so they actually had like
okay.
Yeah, it wasn't just randos.
So let's get to some of Naveen's like talking points kind of real quick. What are your thoughts on like the way professional sports players are paid versus the way that they play.
Pay to play?
Pay to play.
Yeah. So do you understand that, or it does seem you're a little confused on that one?
You just say the question, and then he answers, and then we just kind of follow suit.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think, Naveen?
So I mean, I bring this one up because it brings up the point of the whole strike thing that they had. Like, oh, they're not getting paid enough, and it was just funny when they had that newscast, and one of the other teammates comes by. He's like, you know how much insurance a Ferrari is?
Yeah.
You know. It's like,
but by the way, what the fuck is this movie doing? Hiring Keith David and putting him in for 15 seconds. Real
true, that's true. Oh my god! Wow.
Like, oh, he's like the head of the players. He's like, oh, this is bullshit. I'm like, oh, Keith David's in this. This is going to be dope. And then no more Keith.
You know what? There's a scene that they cut from it. It's 10 minutes long of just like him fist fighting with Shane Falco. And they're like, look, it's kind of taking away from like the momentum. We got to cut it.
Survey. Who here has seen They Live?
I have
many years ago.
Seen They Live? Okay.
Yeah.
Been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I'm just trying to like if Andy and Naveen had not, I would be actually like kind of third guessing my pick for like this cycle. But anyway, yeah.
They Live is excellent. That's a fun movie.
You could say that's like sports adjacent.
Yeah.
Clean, healthy men's sports.
Two men. One who has a pair of sunglasses.
One was in the WWF.
The
Very
other
true,
was trained in performance and dance at Juilliard. Came in, had no wrestling experience whatsoever. It's maybe the greatest fight scene in like all of Western cinema.
All right. So that question, I mean, you kind of think about it even in the real world. You've got all these sports athletes, professional ones, and they get paid millions upon millions of dollars. But some of the games are lacking. And sometimes people are like, oh, I prefer to watch college, football or basketball because they play with more. I mean, the theme of the movie.
They're more young. It's like there's kind of more on the line. That there's a certain like energy that's kind of different.
Right. And they're playing for the sport, the game of it, because I just love it, as opposed to, all right, I got the $1 million contract. Do I really have to work that hard now? And it gets that way. So that's where that question comes from. Yeah.
I will sit this one out, but Andy, Papa, like anything?
I want to say this, and this is not just because my wife's Japanese, but I still love the story of Ohtani Shohei, the baseball player, Japanese baseball player, who he got the chance to play. I'm going to fuck it up. He got to play in LA. I think he was like the Dodgers. Yeah. And then he didn't do so good. But now he plays for Angels. But what it was is he was like up and coming. They call him the Japanese Babe Ruth. But it's like every Japanese baseball player's dream to play for like the major leagues out in the States. And I remember when he got an offer for the Dodgers, it was pretty low, but he wanted to play so bad out in the States. They're like, look, if you just wait and hold out, you're going to get a better offer. Like it's way too early in your career to be like, sitting there and taking these low ball offers. But he's just like, I don't care. I just really want to play ball in the States. And that's my big thing. So I don't care if, they're going to underball it. I just want to do it. And so he signed a contract with them. And he lost so much money. There's also a scandal with his translator as well. I don't know if you guys heard about it.
The gambling thing?
Yeah, the whole gambling thing.
Hey.
Dude, the Yakuza, they operate outside of Japan too.
My friend.
Yeah.
Some stuff might have happened there to save face.
I know. But I mean, I believe there are players out there that do it just because they've grown up always doing it, and it's their dream to just like hit it big and just play on a major team. And there's other people that are like, hey, it's cool and all, like I've always kind of done this, but it's all about the money. It's also not sustainable. I mean, they're only athletes for how long? Short amount of time. And then
I was reading this earlier, like the average NFL player career lasts for 3 years and 4 months. For linebackers, it's something like 2.5 years, and again, that's average. So it's a maybe. I think honestly, kind of one of my beefs with this movie is it's got like a weirdly aggressive anti-union kind of theme to the entire thing of like, oh, these greedy players, but But and the owner is just it's Pops. It's a kindly old man that just wants to watch some football. And then you look at the reality of these things. It's like, yes, the players are millionaires, but the owners are billionaires, and these are people sort of come in. Yeah, they may make a really kind of high salary, but they go in, they're in the league for like a year, 2-3 years, have the highest incident of sort of severe injury, of severe kind of concussion risk. It's a one of the points that they raised on like the rewatchables I listened to was that is that this movie would not get made this way now because the knowledge that the average sports fan has of these team owners being just out of their fucking mind, cynical kind of corporate like sort of billionaires. Like the players themselves and their salaries, they're in sports, they're not really like the bad guy anymore the same way.
How much did they even get paid for sitting in as replacements? Did they even get paid?
I mean, they said they were getting paid to play. So yeah, they were getting, but they never actually said how much.
How much?
The cheerleaders had a pretty similar line, actually.
They didn't get the cheerleaders don't get paid, they just get lots of tips.
Hey.
Ooh.
I genuinely don't care how much athletes make.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my money, so get that bag, go for it. Don't care.
Get that bag. You heard it first. This podcast, Andy is coining and copywriting the phrase.
His next T-shirt. Get that bag.
Get that bag. Yeah, no, to me, it's like if these crazy billionaires that own these companies, but these teams want to pay hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars to somebody to go play a game for X number of months a year, sure, whatever. If that's how they want to spend their money, let them spend it.
Yeah.
The thing I keep coming back is the Chris Rock line of the Kobe is rich, but the old white guy who signs his paycheck is the wealthy in like this entire like organization in this entire arrangement.
Yeah.
Other talking points from Naveen. Is there more to glean from sports themed movies generally than just the sport? How are they using sports to convey an overall message or morale?
I mean, there's always an overarching message or moral that's being pushed in a sports movie.
What's this one, Andy? Do you think?
Well, I think it's
replacements.
I would say it's a few things in this one. Transformation, David versus Goliath, playing for the love of the game, perseverance, and those things all are like they're in every sports movie. It's you work hard, you make a team out of a bunch of disparate personalities and then oftentimes those personalities, they clash really hard at the beginning and then they work it out and they figure out a way to respect each other by the end. And whether they win or lose, they've won because they've made friends along the way, and
it's for guys, it's every sports movie, every war movie, every adventure movie, every high school movie is you end up you start with a bunch of people that you don't like, you don't get, you don't respect, and then over time they become your buddies.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Sure.
Yeah,
I think you should add to this too. Can Keanu find love again?
Can he, or did he?
I don't know. What happened at the end of the movie? He's kind of like, look, I got it in. I'm not on the team anymore. I think I'm good.
Could I read one more segment from like the Simmons review of Replacements?
Please do.
Go for
it.
Yeah. All right. This is about 20 paragraphs in, but with his Jeep incapacitated, Keanu weasels a ride home from Washington's cute and bubbly head cheerleader Annabelle, played by former Melrose Place star Brooke Langdon, in a 90-minute ad for the Miracle Bra. For some reason, Annabelle also owns a bar in downtown Washington, and she's single. So to recap, we have a cute head NFL cheerleader who also owns her own bar, and she's single. This happens, of course, all the time. Anyway, she doesn't seem interested in Keanu because she avoids dating football players and Keanu does not seem interested in her because she has breasts.
I have
the most 2000 Worcester.
I have one major problem with that portion, and I read it earlier when you put it onto the group chat too. I have one major issue. Keanu did not have a Jeep.
Yeah, it was a truck.
He had a truck. She had the Jeep.
She had the Jeep. Yeah.
So,
and she was a great driver. Great driver.
A truck.
Do your homework.
She owned a bar. He liked to fuck.
Na, 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 na,
Oh!
Nice. The only thing I could think of extra there would be like second chance.
What the heck is going on down? No, keep going to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they cut away to when he's just like, what do I do with that thing?
They cut away to just the Chicago public transit system here.
Whoa.
Whoa. Stunt cock.
Whoa.
So how was sex with Bridget Langdon? I know Kung Fu.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
She doesn't take the pill.
Oh, Johnny's gone.
Johnny's gone.
He's still gone. He's pacing
He's walking.
now.
He's walking.
You need some time to recoup from that one.
Get a bump on that thing.
Spit it out.
Thank you so much. It's good to know. The rest of the okay. Naveen, you want to take over the show?
All right. Well, you asked that question about gleaning anything.
I just need a few minutes of quiet now.
But just to add on with Andy's, I was saying second chances, like, transformation, all that stuff he was saying. All right. Yeah. Eric, did you have anything to add to that, or?
Yeah, man. Cool.
Yeah.
So that's a no.
No.
We've gone off the rails.
Yeah.
Get back on that horse,
fellas. Was the sports scene in The Replacements secondary to the main idea of the story or the plot? Was this more just about kind of like is this more just like appreciation, like love of the game, movie fundamentally, or is there a thing in The Replacements that's kind of bigger than the rest of that?
I think it was about overcoming differences and adverse conditions to come together as a unit, as a team. I mean, whether that's the sports theme or not, I don't know, but that's what this movie was about to me anyway.
Yeah, I could go with that. I mean, I guess, it was kind of in your face with Gene Hackman, playing with heart.
Right.
It's kind of
like a part you very, very famously played a bunch of whole times before.
Right. And I mean, that kind of goes same thing even with music. If you don't love it enough, you're not gonna do as well as you could. Mm-hmm. So even with sports, if you're not really into it and putting your all into it, it's, you're not going to play as well, and you're most likely going to lose. It's kind of the overarching theme. Gene Hackman asks Keanu when he's trying to court him and recruit him. He says, what's the difference between winners and losers? Keanu gets the best,
which is a good line.
Which is a great line.
It is.
Which is the score.
Good line and a legitimate point.
Yeah, he's like,
he's my coach.
Yeah, but but he wanted to get heart. Playing with heart will get you a better chance at winning than just skill alone.
It's tough. This film, I think maybe as a kid watching Mighty Ducks, I got more out of it than this film because I could relate more. But as an adult, it's like I'm already fully formed. So I'm like, there's nothing I'm taking out of this that you can't already kind of you haven't already figured out.
I think it's like a little bit tricky.
Yeah. Just with struggles with, because that's the whole thing. It's like, what do you do when what you expected to happen to you in life, it doesn't work out that way? And then if you're given a second opportunity, do you take it or not?
Right.
And for this one, I'm like, I thought it was great if there was going to be a sequel to this film, because I'm like, wow, they're given a second chance. This is awesome. And now it's going to jumpstart their career in some form and they're going to have a better life. And then I guess they were planning to do a sequel to this movie and it just fell through. So they just kind of left as everybody just kind of went home and fucked off.
Well, like $50.1 million against a $50 million budget. Like it didn't really.
I mean, yeah, they really.
Well, what's the difference between winners and losers?
I mean,
The profit.
it's money. It's money.
Yeah.
And you made
hopefully more than
$0.1
one of anything.
You walk home with that paycheck. You're like, good. I won for my family.
Could we talk a little bit in this movie, like legitimately the thing that just kind of broke my brain?
The racism?
Jon Favreau. We let in this, but what the actual hell?
What do you mean?
Well, we have Favreau of the 90s and Swingers and just this guy kind of skinny, good comedian, clearly smart, kind of good director. And then we have like sort of like the fat, jolly Favreau of like kind of 2008 Iron Man on, hearing his Happy Hogan, like a guy that, just kind of clearly let himself go. He's kind of the only really trim, buff guy like in the entire movie. And he spends the whole film just being completely insane, like totally out of his mind. I was shocked, like every time I sort of like Favreau can.
Yes. Did you ever see the movie PCU?
I did not. No.
Because he's nuts in that movie too.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I don't know when it came out, but he wasn't nuts in it. But it was kind of along the lines. I think it was boxing adjacent, and there was another one with Vince Vaughn, Made.
Oh, I never saw that.
No.
So it was kind of, I mean, again, not crazy, but it was, I think he was a boxer and physical fighter or something like that. And then he did have his little stint in Friends, where he was.
I was going to ask, was his character in Friends the one that wanted to be like an ultimate, like a UFC fighter, but he was like in his mid to late 30s, and then he kept nearly getting murdered over and over again?
Yep. Yes. Yep. He was like a business guy. He's like, I'm going to be a UFC fighter, and Yep, that was him.
I like how they keep saying that he's a cop, and I'm like, fuck, dude. If that movie came out around now, I'd be like, police are scary.
Right.
They're coming to kill me.
Yeah.
We don't mess with police.
Yeah.
Maybe part of my issue with kind of watching sports movies, especially kind of as an adult, is a reminder that I am not quite in the shape that I knew I should be. And Favreau in Spider-Man No Way Home, his major character arc is he's not banging Marissa Tomei anymore, and he's completely miserable about it.
You say that, but he's a Happy Hogan.
Yeah, no, he is a sad Hogan. He's there with his CPAP mask, just kind of lying on the recliner, and I'm like, what a sad little story for Happy. And then last summer, for whatever reason, like one of the theaters down the street from me randomly put Spider-Man Far From Home, like the European Vacation. They put that movie back in the theaters. And I went to it, and I saw Marissa Tomei, Aunt May, on the big screen again. And I'm like, if I was Happy Hogan, I would have fucking killed myself. like I'm looking at this absolute goddess of a woman, and then I'm like, if I was dating her, and I look like Jon Favreau, and whatever released in the relationship fell apart, like I would draw a hot bath, and I would open up a couple veins and let myself just kind of gradually slip into the deep. So it's a panic thing a little bit for me, because because at the point I am at 46, I look a lot more like current Jon Favreau than I did, and this completely unexpected fucking like almost wannabe 2000 Ultimate Fighter dude. So I watched this movie over 2 different sittings, like a little bit yesterday, a little bit today. Both points, Favreau came on, and after a couple of minutes, I'm like, I paused the movie. I'm like, I'm going to hit the squat rack for like a few minutes. It really tossed some personal body dysmorphia for me into like really high gear. Like I hold it, like I'm like literally today, it was like the scene of like Orlando Jones was being interviewed in like a fucking fishnet stocking tank top, and Favreau comes out and he's just like boom. He kind of smiles at the camera like a little bit. I'm pausing it, like I'm doing squats. I am making a salad with whatever the fuck is in the fridge. I cannot. I need to be closer to this than than to the guy with a CPAP mask that probably just ought to go and like kill
You're
himself.
gonna have to put your Marissa Tomei poster up on the wall. I think it's funny though that you were talking about how he's banging Aunt May in the films, but I think that's probably the only time anybody's ever said, "Man, I want to fuck Aunt May so bad." Thinking about like Stan Lee's like original like Aunt May,
the concept of
grizzly old woman.
There's never been a even like sexy Aunt May is actually a thing that is completely like specific,
only in the multiverse,
and unique to but just sweet Marissa, man. Like I just I don't know. Like
call me Auntie.
You can't be mad at it.
Auntie. It's funny you bring that up though about Jon Favreau because I thought the same thing. I don't know if you guys saw the movie. I think it's 50 First Dates.
Yeah,
with Sean Astin, and that was the first time I saw him all ripped. And that's like his big thing in the film is like he's just randomly doing pull-ups, like or like chin-ups on like a chin-up bar, or he's doing like push-ups and stuff like that throughout the entire film. He's like a fitness buff, and I'm like,
got the midriff mesh shirt on all the time.
Yeah. I was like, he really stepped it up in that film, and then you see him as like a hobbit, and you're like, somebody indulged in lumber spread too much.
A little too much pipe weed.
Like second, third, and fourth breakfast.
Yeah. It was interesting, like, you know, just what is kind of like, you know, just, you know, there is an angle to look at this movie, just like the replacement guys, like no one other than kind of Favreau is really depicted as especially kind of fit or buff or anything else. Like my girlfriend says like the two handsomest guys she's ever seen in a movie are Keanu in Speed and Keanu in My Private Idaho. And I sent her like a whole bunch of like you know photos of Keanu in this one. She's like, I don't like the hair. Hair's gonna do nothing for me.
It's different, a little longer than normal.
Yeah.
He's also heavier in this film, so she's just like, I like skinny, emaciated Keanu Reeves.
Right. She's like, I want him in the 90s and sad.
She's like, I want to feed him with like an eyedropper.
Like a little
baby pig, a little baby bird pig.
But just you know, just Riz of Fonz of just the one scene of like him kind of coming up behind like the news reporter, and he's got like the cigarette, the football helmet, the tighty whities, and just ole 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 ole.
Andy told you.
Andy told you. He's kind of got like the pot belly hanging out, and I'm like, I would give anything for 2% of like that level of fucking confidence.
Told you. I hate to break to you guys. He's fucking dead. I still want to know who flew those three like schloops out from like Wales.
Right.
It's probably expensive in like 2000.
How much money did he owe to these guys? They're like, yeah, we have to go Cardiff. We
already sold the pub. We burned the pub down to collect insurance money.
All right. On that note, any Vigo's toes, like anything like people will want to wind down on with this?
I got a stupid one that is completely random.
Shoot.
So Jack Warden in this film, his character was named Ed O'Neill, which I thought was funny because it's Ed O'Neill.
Yes.
Who also played Al Bundy on Married with Children, who was the Pokai champ that scored 4 touchdowns.
Yep.
See the connection there? Yeah.
Well, along the lines of yours, Eric, Keanu Reeves in this movie played a former quarterback from Ohio State. Keanu Reeves played a former quarterback from Ohio State in Point Break.
Really?
Oh.
Multiverse.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Stay on the West Coast, folks. West Coast is best, folks. Andy, as like the former, as I guess the former jock of the group, do anyone would say that?
Man,
how do you feel about like these are a bunch of like non-professional athletes, playing athletes? How do you feel about like the way that they kind of carried and presented themselves as football players in this movie?
Supposedly, Keanu Reeves was offered the opportunity to try out to be the I don't know if he was to try out necessarily, but like to come and actually participate in an NFL team's practice because he was
Baltimore
that.
Ravens.
Yeah, something like that. Because he was so convincing. The one thing that to this day annoys me in TV and movies is when somebody is supposed to be, an athlete, a pitcher, a quarterback, whatever, and they don't throw properly. They have like weird throwing mechanics.
That's something you having a little experience with it. That's something you kind of clock really quickly.
It bothers me every time because it's like, if you're gonna play a quarterback, you should be able to either you shouldn't be shown throwing the ball on screen, or you should have to do it the right way, the way that an actual quarterback would do it, because otherwise you're taking a lot of people out of the scene. Keanu Reeves threw well. I mean, he had the right mechanics. He looked the part. I would say, largely speaking, everybody was convincing enough. Yeah, but Keanu was particularly good.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
So like a little trivia there, but Keanu actually took a bit of a pay cut to be in this movie, so they could get Gene Hackman. This is also Keanu's follow-up to The Matrix. This is the next movie he did.
Whoa, interesting.
Oh, I didn't realize this was post Matrix.
Yeah, Matrix was 99.
Yeah.
Oh, huh.
Papa, you look like you had something to say there.
I do. Orlando Jones, at one scene where they put elephant jizz on his hands. Apparently, they used to have something they could put on players' hands in football back in the day called stickum. And maybe the assumption is that they put stickum on his hands, but they banned it since 1980. So it was illegal use of stickum.
Well, they ended up saying, what were they going to do? Fire him or something like that, or kick him out of the league, whatever it was.
I like how the ref just peels it off his hands, rips it off. He's like,
doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
What's the thing? Like maybe not Corbin Burnson, but like the Up Yours Joe Boo guy, where he's just showing off. He's
Crisco,
Vaseline, Vagisil.
It's Crisco, Bardol, Vagisil.
All right.
I still say that to this day.
Hopefully in polite company.
Sometimes.
Other trivia: Gene Hackman only died really quite tragically. I think just last year, but he only has about 4 more years of his career left after this. He winds down in 2004 with The World Tannenbaums and Welcome to Mooseport are his last 2 movies.
Welcome to Mooseport?
Yeah, his final film. It's some comedy he did with Ray Romano. I can still picture like the VHS cover.
Ew.
Yeah.
I'm shocked he did Tannenbaums after this.
Yeah. Tannenbaum should have really been the thing he kind of went out on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Walk away at that point.
This was Jack Warden's last movie. He retired after this one.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts, or should we wind down?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I thought it was a fun choice.
Yeah, it wasn't liked by all, but I still stand by it, and I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I watched it again. Got to share it with you.
It's a good choice. It is a good choice because it embodies all those kind of movies that we were exposed to since we were kids, where it's like it's a sports movie, but there's something that it's the characters and just how you can relate to them and the struggle that kind of bring you into it. So it doesn't mean it's something that you're gonna watch over and over again, but something that you enjoyed at that time.
I didn't have the greatest time with this movie itself, but the Rewatchables pod that I listened to earlier, the Simmons review, the Ebert review, and just kind of talk about with you guys has been this for the last couple of days has been like the big thing I've been sort of looking forward to. I had a great time with all of that. So if it means kind of pushing myself through like not my favorite movie, that's more than worthwhile to me.
Let me ask just a quick question. Is this technically the only one of the 4 movies that we chose that's really a sports movie?
I think we could reasonably defend all 4 that we have on the docket. I mean, this is the
movies.
most traditional form of it. But,
exactly. This is like cookie cutter American sports.
Yeah, maybe that's kind of what I mean, like a true sports movie.
Yeah. I don't know so much true. Like this is the least of a zag out of the 4 of them.
Yeah.
Like sports and sports competition are fundamental parts of like the other 3 movies that we're doing anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird you say that too, because when I was watching this film, I got a lot of I felt it had a lot of similarities to Happy Gilmore. I don't know what it was. The music had some of the same music in the background that I heard. I'm like, okay, same film. But just some of the slapstick humor and stuff like that, and the heart that it brings with these people that are struggling, and just seeing how they overcome the odds in the end. I didn't see Happy Gilmore 2, so I mean, I guess there was life after Happy Gilmore 1, but
Barely.
Yeah.
Replacements 2, 2028. We just got Who's Left. So a little bit of a kind of change of plans, change of schedule to announce for the remainder of our sports cycle. I looked up my original pick, Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actor nominated film, Marty Supreme, is not really going to be out of theaters or out of kind of overpriced, kind of like Prime VOD by the time we get to cover it. So I decided I wanted to switch my pick. And we're going to, for the sake of kind of pacing the cycle, do it a little bit earlier, so we're not doing 2 martial arts movies back to back. So we're announcing here on Mike the first time, next week, Rebels Without a Pod, we will be covering 1973 Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon. Extremely excited about that one.
Me too.
Yeah, defensible as a martial arts, as a sports film, in that it does within the plot cover just the progression of several different fighters through a martial arts tournament. Also defensible in that it is sort of between Bruce Lee, John Saxon, Jim Kelly, and the other performers of the film. One of the most of a film coming up on well over kind of 50 years at this point. Some of the most remarkable displays of kind of cinematic martial arts performance that you will just kind of ever see. Out of the three of you, who has seen Enter the Dragon previously?
I have seen it.
You've seen it?
Yep.
I honestly am not sure. I feel like I have seen it, but I don't remember for sure.
Chuck Norris is not in this one.
This was not the Chuck Norris fight where
Right.
Bruce tears out like his semi-finishing move. He tears out a bunch of his chest hair first and goes.
I have seen a Kentucky Fried Movie, Enter the Dragon.
Oh,
Have I seen the actual Enter the Dragon? I've seen parts of it, mostly fight scenes on YouTube.
Right.
Oh, it's great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be good.
This is going to be like an old school 70s. I think this is going to be very entertaining. Coming up after that is Eric's pick, Kingpin. It's fucking Kingpin. What else do you want to say?
There's nothing else you can say about it.
No.
Everybody knows Kingpin.
And then we're winding down on a film that was Andy's pick, but I believe Naveen and Andy have not actually seen it at this point. It's a. Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a bit of a leap of faith for Andy, but this is going to be Stephen Chow's previous film to Kung Fu Hustle, Shaolin Soccer. I do not think anybody's going to be disappointed on their first watch or their rewatch at this point.
Nope.
All right.
That's good.
Rebels Without a Pod, episode 81. Start of sports. Replacements in the bag.
Pops, what's in your locket? Is that whoa? Are you mounting my mom doggy style, Pops?
Whoa.
Whoa. She wants me to call her auntie.
Yes. And then Orlando Jones looks over. Bunt cake.
Hey, you probably need to stick them more than I do.
There we go. Gentlemen, take care.
Have a good night.